Hi Yogis, welcome to Yoga Sculpt. This is a Yoga Pilates fusion class using a resistance band. And I'm working with a relatively long resistance band. The ones I work with are about 7 feet long. You want one that's a little taller than your height. And we're also going to tie a little loop in one end that is just big enough for your foot to fit through. So here's my loop. I already got it all set up. And I'll just show you really quickly how to kind of make a loop somewhat efficiently. If you just fold over one end and then just grab the looped part and then just wrap it around, and then you have a loop, and make sure that it's tied tightly enough that it doesn't come flying off your foot, that the loop is small enough too so your foot isn't loose inside the knot, and there you have it. So to warm up, we won't be using the loop just yet. We'll just start standing. So here we go. You're just going to hold on to the very ends of the band with your palms face down. I just make a little fist of the ends of the band in my hands, and I just wrap them around my hands. I've been doing this way of holding the band lately just to minimize creating tension in the forearms. So let's start in a chair pose. Take the arms forward and just pretend like you've got a big steering wheel in your hands, and you're sitting down into your imaginary chair. The weight is in your heels, and your arms are just doing these little semicircles each arm, like you're steering a big boat. So that's just keeping the arms straight, keep the tension in the band here. And let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to add a twist. So next time one arm is up, pick up that same knee and then twist. And then keep that same arm up and then twist or circle 5 more times. And next time your other arm is in the upright, pick up that knee and you twist. All right, so we go a little faster. 3, 2, 1, twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, twist. And keep going. 3, 2, 1, twist. 3, 2, 1, upright, twist. And let's go for a couple more times. Twist. 3, 2, 1, upright, and then twist. And then one more time each side. 3, 2, 1, twist, and other side. 3, 2, 1, and twist. All right, take your feet out into a horse pose. Turn your knees out. Have your arms wide. Pull out on the band. And then just let the whole upper body twist from side to side. So maybe inhale to one side, exhale to the other. You just want to keep a smooth, full breath throughout this. We're really heating up through the shoulders here, and then getting the lower body warmed up from our horse pose. So just a few more side to side. Arms parallel to the floor. And your pelvis is just in a neutral position. All right. And then come up. Let's reach the arms up. Come back into your chair pose. Now circle your arms out to, I will mirror you. Circle your arms out to the right. Step your right foot out. And then swing your arms up to the left. Bring your right knee in. Lift the knee. Lift the arms. Step back to a lunge and take your arms down in front of you. Bend your back knee. Inhale. Reach your arms up. Pull the band. Take the band back in front of you. Pick up the right knee. Step way out to the right. Bend the knee. Circle your arms over to the left. Come back up. Inhale. Step back with the right foot, bending the front knee. Lower the band in front of you. Inhale the band up. Bend the back knee. Exhale, pull down. Inhale up. Exhale, band comes forward. Inhale, knee comes up. Step out to the left. Exhale. Swing the band out. Inhale, come back up. One more like this. Step back, reaching forward. Lower the band in front of you. Inhale, reach up. Bend the back knee and bend your elbows. Reach up. And then step forward, other side. So pick up your band. Circle to the left. Step your left foot out. Take your arms out to the right. Come back up. Left knee comes up. Arms up. Step back with the left leg. Lower the band down in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bend the back knee. Bend your elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean back forward. Pick the knee up. Step the left foot out. So we just stay on one side. Bend the left knee. Take your arms right. Inhale, can you come up and balance? Step back to a lunge and lower the band in front of you. Keep resistance on the band. Inhale, reach up. Bend the elbows, bend your back knee. Inhale up. Exhale, lean forward. Bring the left knee up. Inhale. Step out to the left, swing the arms over to the right. Come back up. There's the balance. Step back, last one here. Lower the band in front of you. Inhale the arms up. Bend the back knee, bend your elbows. Reach up. And just step forward. Roll through the shoulders. Okay, make your band just a little bit wider in your hands. We're just going to stretch through the shoulders here. Reach up tall, pull out on the band. Keep your arms straight. Bring the arms all the way behind you. And then reach back up. If this creates strain, make your hands wider on the band. And then do that again. Push down into the feet. Inhale, reach up, widen out on the band, and take the arms all the way back. And reach up, inhale. And exhale, band in front. All right, one more thing for this warm-up. So let's just circle through the upper body. You can bend your knees as you come down, rising up on the inhale. So keep pulling out on the band, both on the upward position and in the downward position. Go one more time around, inhale, and exhale down. Now pause at the very top, inhale. Take it over to the left, bending the knees on the way down. You can have straight legs on the way down if you want, but that might create some strain in the back. I'm showing you what that would look like. You can even do it with your feet a little bit wider apart here if you'd like. So either knees bent on the way down to protect the back, or your legs are a little more straight. And one more. Pull out on the band, just loosening up here through the spine, through the hips, then the shoulders. Reach up, inhale, and lower the band in front of you. Roll through the shoulders. Okay, now we place the loop around the foot. So I will not mirror you now. We're going to place the loop around the right foot. So I'll be facing more to the side here so you can see a little bit better, hopefully, what's going on. And then the right hand, hold on to an end, wrap it around your hand so you have a good amount of resistance. Now here's the movement, so just so you see what we're doing and how much distance you need between your hand and your foot. Of course, I'm looking around the room, so that's not helping with my balance here. You're swinging your right leg and your right arm opposite of each other. As your leg comes out away from the body, your arm comes across the body, and then vice versa. So I just want you to get the hang of this, and then you're creating a lot of resistance, so keep pulling up with your hand. So you should be feeling this mostly in the right arm, but a little bit in the leg too. And then we go forward and back. So instead of keeping the leg straight this time, we bend the knee and we push it forward. Bend the knee, push it straight back. Whereas before, side to side, we kept it straight like a pendulum. Now we're starting with a bent knee and we push. And the arm is going opposite of the leg. All right, let's combine those two. So side to side, just leg is moving like a pendulum. Try not to move your eyes around the room like I am. It'll help with balance. And then forward and back. You can loosen it up a little bit on this one because this was going to create more work for the arm. And one more. And then side to side again. Creating that resistance. You can keep your elbow kind of high here. So it's getting right into the deltoid. And last time, forward and back. Arm and leg again moving opposite of each other. I don't want to balance on this foot today for some reason. And then you're going to step your right foot back. Make sure I don't kick my bookshelves here. All right, and then just turn open to a horse pose. So turn your toes out. So you still have the band in your right hand. I'm just angling myself so you can see a little bit better here. Straighten your legs, parallel your feet. So keep your arms out wide, parallel to the floor. Adjust the length of the band if you need to. And then we're just going to swing the band all the way over towards the left foot. And inhale, come up and keep twisting to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist right hand down to left foot. Keep pulling out on the band. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale, twist right. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, hand down to the left foot, inhale up, last one, and exhale, twist. All right, side angle pose. Turn your left toes forward. Get a good grip on the band here, and it's wrapped around your hand. I like to push my knuckles up into the band, and this way it'll keep the wrist from going off in an awkward angle here. So bend your left knee, forearm to thigh, and then just push the band up and over towards the front plane of your body, or towards the beyond the big toes, and then come back up and bend the elbow. Exhale, reach the top arm up and over. Inhale, come right up, upright in the spine, bend the elbow. Exhale, reach out and over your left leg, and then come back up. We're going to come into a half moon pose. So if you have a yoga block, and you're pretty sure you're going to need it, go ahead and grab that now. I'm going to see if I can balance into half moon without even using the bottom hand. So you're pushing out through the top arm forward. You're reaching back through your right leg. Maybe the left hand is resting on your thigh. I'm not looking at the camera because I know I will topple over if I do. Just like that. See, I looked up and that's exactly what happened. So if you want to bring your left hand down to a block, you can. Or you just try to balance here. Push the foot out into the band. Reach your right arm forward. Get resistance there. And then slow, use your core to come up. And we'll find a triangle pose. So just soften this back shoulder, this right shoulder for just a moment. Roll around through it. You can give yourself less resistance in the band if you need to for triangle pose. So your left leg is straight this time. The toes are pointed forward. Let's reach up through the top arm. I'm going to give myself a little more distance because we have to reach up higher, and then lengthen out. So don't make the band so tight that it's creating strain in your shoulder, your right shoulder. Left hand is on the shin here, just a regular yoga triangle pose. We're just pulling on the band. It's the only difference. And then breathe here. Come back upright, inhale. And then you're going to turn over your left foot and lower your back knee. Actually, don't lower the knee yet. Just find a lunge facing forward. We're going to do some more work with this arm. Aren't you excited? We did a lot of work already, but we're going to do more. So I'm going to wrap the band around my hand just to get it so that there's some resistance there. And the work is going to be, a lot of work is going to be in this back leg. So before we do any work with the right arm, just find this little pulsation where your back knee is dipping down towards the floor and then back up again. And then we're just going to do some work here with the right arm. So take the right arm out to the side and forward. Every time the knee comes down, the arm moves out to the side and forward. And then bend the elbow, push up. Out to the side, straight forward, bend the elbow, push up. Straight out to the side, straight forward, bend the elbow, push up. One more. Out to the side, straight forward, bend the elbow, push up. Okay. Lower the back knee down. Lower both knees down. Okay, so we're going to wrap the band instead around your left hand instead of the right hand. And then bring your hands to the floor. You shouldn't really be clenching the band in your left hand. I just have it wrapped around the knuckles so I could still spread through my fingers. There we go. And then find a plank pose. So we still have the loop around the right foot, and it's also around the left hand. So let's reach the left arm forward and the right leg back. Awkward plank pose. And then you're going to roll your heels to the right, coming into side plank. Reach your top arm up, your left arm up, and then bring your left foot to the floor behind you for a wild thing, and then push your top arm up and over. Lift your hips, maybe look to the wall behind you. Roll yourself back around to plank pose. Take your time. And then lower your left knee down onto the band. Left knee is on the band. We can lower the left forearm too. Now you're going to pick up your right leg and push it out at a diagonal behind you. Bend the knee, push out at a diagonal. And the right knee is coming in towards the right elbow. It doesn't may not necessarily touch unless you want to bring your arm back a little bit. So you're on your left forearm and your left knee, and you're just pushing the leg out. We'll just call this a donkey kick. So it's pushing away at a diagonal, and then the knee comes in. And let's do this for 2 more times. And last one, lower down. Let's do that sequence again, starting with plank pose. So position the hands under your shoulders. Take the legs straight back behind you, plank pose. Start with the left arm. Reach it forward. Right leg lifts up and back. Holding this, it's awkward. Rotate your heels down to the right. Pick your left arm up. And then take your left foot, your top foot, to the floor behind you. Push the ball of the foot down. That top knee is bent. And then you lift your hips up, straighten your bottom leg as much as you can, and reach the band up and over. Get lots of resistance. And then lower yourself down to both hands. Lower the left knee down on top of the band. So this knee is pinning the band down and giving you even more resistance for the right leg. So left shoulder comes down. You can bring your right hand in a little bit, and then let's pick up the right leg and bend and press. Like you're pushing a heavy weight back behind you with your right foot. So you're pushing out into the band. The tighter the band is between the left knee and the right foot, the more you're going to feel this. And take it slow here so we can really get into the right glutes. Last one. And lower that knee down. Okay, so let's switch this around, keeping the loop around the right foot. We're going to come down onto the right hip. Okay, so lift up through your top leg. Actually, let's get this band all the way underneath the bottom hip. So what we're going to be doing is some inner thigh work here. So the more you can pull on the band so that it's pretty tight between the hip and the foot, the more it's going to work the inner thigh. So reach your top leg up. And then you're just lifting your bottom leg up towards your bottom foot towards your top foot. The legs are straight. Your knees are turned out. The top knee is kind of pointed more towards you. And just lifting and lowering. And let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way onto your back. So you still have the loop in your right foot. You know we're going to have to do this whole thing on the left side eventually. So I'm trying to be efficient and do it all on one leg, and then we'll switch to the other leg. So you have your right foot up, it's in the loop, and then you're wrapping the band around your right hand, and just have your left foot on the floor. Keep your right elbow on the floor. Your legs are strong. They can handle a lot. So give yourself a lot of resistance. And we're going to start off easy, and then we're going to make this harder and harder. So just lift and lower your right leg. Keep it straight. You have your right elbow down. That's pinning down on the floor. You might be getting a little bit of work in this bicep, this right bicep here. Every time your leg goes forward, it's creating some resistance that you have to work against. All right, ready? We're going to start adding on. So pick up your left leg, bend the knee 90 degrees. The left leg stays still. It's just bent 90 degrees. The knee is over the hip, and you're still doing the same action with the right leg, just lifting and lowering. Let's do a few more like this. We're going to add on one more time. Now make sure your low back is not lifting and lowering off the floor. So keep pinning the low back down. Okay, last variation. Straighten your left leg out 90 degrees. And really press your low back down to the floor now. So we're not lifting and lowering the lumbar spine. Same exact action with the right leg. You might be feeling it in the quad of the right leg a little bit, depending on how strong your band is. I'm working with a heavy band today, so I'm starting to feel this. Let's go for 4, 3. You have a 45-degree angle with your other foot. 2. And 1. All right. Pull yourself in. And then just Just bend and straighten now your right leg. Your left leg is static. It's hovering. You're pulling the band. The hand is in close to the shoulder, and you're just pushing, pressing and pulling with the right leg. Bend the knee, press out. Bend the knee, press out. Getting into hip flexors here too. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Other side. So come on up, switch the loop over to your left foot. Okay, so we start with that little tick-tock action side to side. Sorry, headset adjustment. Good to go. Okay, so wrap the band around your left hand and then determine how much resistance you need here so that you're feeling something. It's outer thigh on the way out, obviously, inner thigh on the way in. So I'm going to be looking just a bit forward of me on the floor because I notice every time I look at the camera, I topple over. So I'll just be looking just barely forward. I recommend that you do the same. And then let's work on the forward and back. So I'm just going to angle myself a little bit. You press the foot back and the arm forward, and then vice versa. So you're just creating maximum resistance in the band. And now this time you start with the bent knee and you push it out. And then on the way back, bent knee, push it back. Bent knee, push it forward. And then you're just trying to move your arm opposite of that. Okay, so let's do about 4 of each and we'll combine them. Okay, so to the side. And 3. And 2, keep the elbow high. And 1. And then forward and back. Bend the knee and press. 3. Hand is moving opposite. 2. And 1. One more time. Side to side. Every time I try looking at you, I lose my balance. Last one. 1. And then last time forward and back. This is my right foot, which I've noticed is not as stable as my left foot. And last one. Now you're going to step the left foot all the way back. And we'll come into this opened position here. So I'm just angling myself a little bit. So we have the legs wide and the feet are parallel. Take your left arm out to the side. So the hand is right over the foot. Your right arm is also out to the side. Your arms are parallel. And then get yourself plenty of resistance here so that when you pull the left hand over towards the right foot, the band stays taut. Come back up, inhale. Exhale, keep twisting left. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale, reach the right hand over to the left hand to the right foot. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center, one more time. Reach the left hand over. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. All right, side angle. Bend the right knee. Those toes are pointed away from your back foot, and the knee is 90 degrees or so. It's pointed in the same direction as your right toes. Adjust the band as much as you need to, because we're going to get a little bit longer in the band, so you might want to make it a little bit, give yourself a little more length. And then we're going to push out. Exhale. Inhale, bend the elbow and come up. Exhale, push out. Inhale, come up. And let's do 2 more. If it's straining the shoulder, give yourself more length in the band. And let's do 1 more. Keep the inner right knee pointing forward and come up. Now we're going to come into that balance, half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So if you know you'd like to have your hand on a block here, go ahead and set that up. It's just about a foot in front of your right toes. I'm going to try to balance without having my hand on the floor, but that means I'm not going to be looking at you. So here we go. Let's bring the left leg back. Try to balance if you can. You can always bring the right hand down. You can even place the hand on a wall if you'd like some kind of assistance here. I'm going to unravel this a little bit. And then push your left arm forward. Flex through the left foot. Check your balance. If you have your hand on your thigh, your right hand on the thigh, that might help balance here. And then step the left foot back again. Nice wide stance. Same position with your front leg. Front foot, that is, but now your leg is straight. And then just a triangle pose, reaching out through the top arm. So you're turning your chest open. The band is right along the side hip and the side of your ribs. Right hand is down on the shin, and if your shoulder is strained, you know what to do. Loosen up on the band a little bit. You should feel some kind of work, but not straining in the joint. One more breath here. Come on up. Turn to face over the right leg. So we're going to do this little knee action here. Remember, we're just working into this back quad by dipping the knee down and then straightening it again. And then we're going to work the arm. So the arm comes out to the side and forward. Bend the elbow, push up. Out to the side, straight. Forward, straight. Bend the elbow, push up. Out to the side, straight forward. Bend the elbow, push up. Let's do 2 more. Out. Forward, bend the elbow, push up. Last one. Out, forward, push up. Okay, lower the back knee, lower both knees. You're going to bring the band right in between your legs and transfer it over to your right hand. I just get a little grip of the band, the very, very end, and then I just wrap my hand around it. So your fingers are free and you could still do a full plank pose without feeling like you have to clench the band. So, plank pose. Have the hands under your shoulders, straighten your legs. Pause here. We'll start by leading with the right arm. Reach the right arm forward. Pick up your left foot, take it back. Pause, pause. One more breath. And then lower your heels down to the left. Reach your top arm up, and then pick up your top leg, your right foot, place it to the floor behind you. Ball of the foot comes down. Lift your hips. Reach your top arm up and over, your right arm up and over. Keep the hips up high. This is wild thing. Can you look towards the wall just beyond your head? And then roll yourself back around to plank pose. And lower your right knee down onto the band. You're pinning it down. You can bring the right forearm down. Left hand comes a little in closer towards the knee. And then we're going to do those donkey kicks. So bend and press. And if you're not feeling that much, well, it'll take a few more reps to feel it. But if you want to feel even more, you pull on the band under your knee so that it's tighter between the knee and the foot. The band is tighter between the knee and the foot, so you get more resistance. Hopefully you're starting to feel this now, especially if you have a strong band like me. All right, so last one. We'll do that whole thing again. Plank pose. Both hands down under the shoulders, both feet are down. Take a breath here. Reach the right arm forward, reach the left leg back, awkward plank. Lower the heels to the left, reach the right arm up. And then bring the right foot to the floor behind you. Keep that knee bent, push into the ball of the foot, and lift your hips up. Reach your top arm towards the wall beyond your head. Hips are high, a little bit of a back bend. And slowly roll back down to plank and lower the right knee down on top of the band. Bring the right forearm down. Hand comes in just a little under you, just a little bit more, and then press out, bend and press of the left leg. Bend and press, little donkey kicks, like you're pushing a heavy weight back at a diagonal behind you. And let's do several more rounds of these. You can bring the knee in. The knee is coming in towards the elbow. Whether they touch or not doesn't matter. I really want to just keep resistance in the band. And let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, we're going to come all the way down onto the left hip, and the band comes under you, right underneath the hip, and then straighten your bottom leg out. Now the tighter it is, if you pull on the band before you place your hip down on it, and it's pretty taut from the hip through the foot, it's going to make this tougher. So you're on your forearm, lift your right leg up. Oops. Snapped right out from under my hip, so make sure it's right under the very center of your hip. Let's see if it works better this time. The problem is I think I rolled back a little bit, so try not to do that. Top leg up, lift and lower your bottom leg. So both legs are straight. Your bottom leg is, the knee is turned out. The top leg, the knee is facing you. And you're lifting your bottom leg as high up. Maybe you can tap the heels. A little bit of oblique work here, just a little bit in your top waistline. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last thing, on the back. Come all the way down to the back. Place the right foot on the floor. Choke up on the band here. You're pinning your left elbow down, and you're just going to lift and lower your left leg. Keep it straight. Keep the elbow pinning down, and the hand is in as close towards the shoulder as you can handle. The more your hand is close to the shoulder, the more you're going to feel this in the bicep as the leg moves away from you. Now let's go a few more rounds like this, and then we'll just start increasing the intensity of this sequence. Last one like this. And then bring your right leg up off the floor. Keep the knee bent about 90 degrees. The knee is right up over the hip. So it's getting a little bit more into the lower abdominal muscles here. Keeping the left leg straight, just still lifting and lowering. The heel never quite touches down, just barely hovers before it comes back up. Last series. Let's straighten the right leg forward about 90 degrees. And here we've really got to be conscious that the lumbar spine is not lifting and lowering off the floor. So really pin your spine down. It's using more core muscles, lower core muscles. 4, 3, your right leg stays still. 2, feeling it in the hamstrings now. 1. Pull yourself up. Last thing here. Just bend and press. Both legs are hovering. Just your left leg is moving. Bending and pressing. Your spine is kind of moving in and out a little bit as well. Think of this as like a boat pose on steroids. Still holding the left hand in close towards your shoulder. And let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a lot of hip flexors, so we will stretch that out first. So remove the band from your foot, and then just come to a lunge. I'm going to mirror you. So right foot forward, left knee down, and then just bring your hands onto your front leg here, and then just stretching through the top of the front of this hip. The hip flexors on the left side. And then just because we worked the whole body, interlace the fingers behind you and let's stretch through the shoulders, through the chest while we're at it. Push straight down into the 4 corners of your left foot. And then let's reach for that back foot and go for a quad stretch. Pull the heel in towards the hip. Can you pull it in another centimeter closer, the heel another centimeter closer towards you? And then let's lower that back foot down, and we'll straighten through the right leg, half Hanumanasana, half splits. Flex the ankle of your front foot. Pull the toes back. Reach both of your sit bones back behind you equally. And then reach the spine forward. Let's flex and point the front foot. Just gets into the muscles in the front of the shin and the ankle. flex and point. And then flex the foot. And let's come all the way forward to a forward fold Uttanasana, and then we'll do that whole thing on the other side. But just pause here for just a moment. And let's lengthen halfway forward, inhale. And now step the right foot back so you're in a lunge. On the other side, you have your left foot forward. Just bring your hands up onto the left leg. Pause here a moment. And then we'll go for our shoulder stretch again. Interlace the fingers behind you and press the knuckles away from you. Hips are moving forward to get more into the right hip flexor. But if this bothers your low back, you can have the hips back a little bit. Release the hands. Lace them on. Oops, I forgot quad stretch. Come back up. Quad stretch, right foot. So reach back for your right foot, grab a hold of it, and then pull the heel in towards the hip. So notice if you're trying to move your right hip back to kind of compensate for this stretch, keep your hips level so the right hip is sort of moving forward. It's subtle. Keep the toes spread of the back foot, and then pull the heel in just a tiny bit more. And now release that foot, both hands down, straighten through the left leg. You might need to wiggle the foot forward a little bit so that your hips stay right up over the right knee. Start with the ankle flexed, spread the toes. Draw the left outer hip back, both sit bones reach back behind you, and then your spine reaches forward. One more breath like this, and then we'll point and flex. And then here we go. Point and flex through the left foot. Just notice what's going on in the front of the shin here. And one more. And then keep the ankle flexed, toes pulling back. And then we'll come back forward again to a forward fold. Interlace the fingers all the way behind you and let the arms move away from your back. You can let the torso just drape onto the front of the thighs if you'd like. That's my preference in this pose. And then let the head just turn a little bit from side to side. Let it turn slowly. You're not swinging the head around. You're very slowly moving the head side to side. Make the head still, right through center. Release the hands to the floor. Come into a squat, turn the toes out, the knees out. Just lengthen up through the spine. Think of this as a low back stretch. Obviously, we're getting into the hip socket in a really wonderful way, just opening up areas. If maybe you've been sitting all day, this is just a nice way to get more length through the spine and to get open in those areas that we have shortened, the hip flexors and the areas around the groin that can get locked short from sitting all day. So lengthen up through the base of the skull. And then come on to the back. Let's just do one more stretch here. We'll do our twists. So go ahead and lie down. Arms out to the side. And then just let the legs twist from side to side with your breath. So they're swaying with your breath. And they don't need to come all the way down to the ground unless you have that space in your low back. But they come right back up again on the inhale. So exhale to the side. Inhale up. And next time your legs are over to the right, let them stay there. Keep your arms wide and just be in this twist for a moment. Move the top hip, that's your left hip, move that away from you. One more breath. And then knees come back up and over to the left. Let them stay here. Reach out longer through the right arm. and move your right hip, your top hip, away from you. Knees come back up. Let's reach the legs up and the arms up to vertical and just circle through the ankles and the wrists. Circle the other way. Bring your feet down to the floor. Have them a little wide, wider than the hips, and your knees together. Just let your hands rest on your abdomen and close your eyes for a moment. Let the bones of your body soften down. Try to release as much tension in your muscles as possible, including the muscles you don't normally think about, such as in your face and in your hands. Notice the breath, smooth and even. You feel it under your hands. Breathe into the base of your lungs and the back of your lungs. Do 3 more breaths like this. The shoulders relax down. Last one. Slowly find your way over to one side onto fetal position and then press yourself up to seated. All right. Once you get to seated, hands come together at the heart. Close your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this class today. Lift your gaze. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.